Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Studio 7. I'm Mercedes.
I'm Nina.
And I'm Autumn Lewandowski.
My question is it a happy Monday, though?
Well, every new day is a happy day, right?
Yeah, I'm
You're
talking
here,
about the
you're
Bills
here to
game.
experience it.
Oh,
You you got to let it go, right?
Yeah.
I'm a quick let her goer. It's
Oh.
like, okay, I'm like, wow, that was disappointing. I
Yeah.
had to tell my daughter this morning, I said the Bills didn't win.
Mhm.
She goes, oh, I really wanted them to go to the Super Bowl. So they're not? I said, no. She goes, I really wanted Josh Allen to win. I said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said, now we can root for the Eagles. And she goes, I'll what did she say? I'll root for the birds or something like that. So I said, okay, let's do that.
I'm like you, rooting for the Eagles. I love it.
Yeah.
gotta do it.
So, watching the game yesterday, are you like screaming at your TV? Are you a screamer during the game? Like, how do y'all watch the games?
Yes. And so the last 3 minutes of it, I couldn't though. Everyone who was in my home, I said, okay, no, I just gotta look at my phone. I cannot look at it. I can't look at it. So I just couldn't because I was like, I just knew.
Yeah.
But I was praying.
Yeah. Yeah,
Goodness
it was
gracious.
down to that wire. We were at
Yeah.
my in-laws, my sister-in-law's birthday. So I kind of stayed in a different room the whole time. I was like, I kind of listened.
Yeah.
And then we had to leave because of school in the morning. So we put Natalia down and then it was, I was getting her lunch ready and my husband said, okay, this is it. I said, all right, I got to sit here and watch this. So I watched, I looked at the TV. I saw it go down. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Singing the Bill's fight song and everything, the song.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But we still love our Bills. We still love our
Of
Buffalo
course.
Bills.
So I love
Yeah.
our Bills.
Yeah.
Transparency, I'm a Detroit Lions fan as well.
Oh, well, that was a sad one too, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I'm from Michigan. So
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
We understand.
Yeah, right. And you know what else we understand in Buffalo? I'm looking at you.
Well, it falls right in line with the Bills. The weather is like this. Okay, so let me just say everything that's happening right now. If you haven't been outside for a long amount of time, I don't think you need much time to realize it's windy. So there's the high wind warnings. The highest winds again, we peaked a little bit earlier on this afternoon and then we'll peak again into this evening. So between 6 and around 10 o'clock at night, we can still have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but that's also going to coincide with snow arriving. So now we're going to have low to no visibility at times as the snow comes through. Not a ton of snow, but it will be a few inches for the Niagara Frontier, a couple more for the Southern Tier. So we're looking in the range of like 2 to 6 inches. So Niagara Frontier, maybe 2 to 4. 3 to 6 for the hills, and then you combine it with 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts through about 1 a.m. Not a great combination. So right now, hey, it's sunny and it's windy, so we'll take that.
Yeah.
Then in conjunction with where the winds are coming from, because we are on the eastern end of Lake Erie, we have the lakeshore flood warning because the lake's safe. There's potential for flooding with that, and then ice jam flooding because all our rivers and creeks are all frozen over. So the water kind of rising, coming up through Northern Erie and Niagara counties, we may have ice jam and slide flooding. So I think in a nutshell, that's everything that we're dealing with for the next several hours.
Oh my gosh. And when is this? Is this going into tomorrow, right?
So the high winds subside in the morning. Everything's gone in the morning, actually, but it's late this evening into the early overnight is kind of like the thick of it all.
Yeah. Are you a winter fan, Nina? You like the winter?
Not at all.
She didn't even hesitate.
No, not at all.
I used to, but this winter is really
Yeah.
taken out of me, and we still got to get through February. So
Thanks for that. Look, all the sighs.
Right.
All the
See?
sighs.
Told you. If the Bills didn't make you feel bad, the weather's about to.
But again, we still love our Buffalo
That's
Bills. We
right.
still love our
That's
Buffalo
right.
Bills.
We
So we have some good stuff to talk about today because we all have kids.
Yes.
We all have kids. Some of us, they're a little older, but what grade is Natalia in?
She's in kindergarten.
Okay, so I'm sure you'll love all of this, but
Okay.
talking about our kids in the role of extracurricular activities. Did you do any growing up?
Absolutely. I was a ball player.
Okay.
That's
nice.
Okay.
and ran track
She's
as
got the
well,
reflex.
right?
It's still there.
So not just leadership things, but also the sports. And so
Yeah.
very good with sports. And I felt as though it really taught me be a team player.
Yeah.
You know, some
Yeah.
problem solving skills.
Yep.
So
Right.
I think extracurricular, those things are very important for a
Yep.
child. Very
Yeah.
important. And whether it's sports or whether it's arts or music or
Right.
you know, or whatever floats their boat. But
Yeah.
for me it was sports.
Yeah. We cannot take for granted that our kids are involved in the arts. I think sometimes we can take it for granted, but the creativity part is what makes
Mm-hmm.
a person like go toward a particular career, or I mean, we need the creativity.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
We
yeah.
need the
There has
creativity.
to be outlets for like that side of the brain.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And there's so many careers within the arts, from designers to graphic artists. I mean, the arts, just think of it. We can't do anything without
No, we can't.
creativity, design, and just,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I have a question though. Did you have a choice of doing extracurriculars? Because I didn't have a choice. When I moved with my aunt and uncle, they were like, okay, so idle hands get into trouble.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
you are going to do sports. Did you have a choice?
I had a choice, but because I was just always around it, my dad was a coach. So it kind of
Okay.
just, you know, was in me. Yeah, that
Yeah.
type of thing. But no, I didn't have a choice when it came to church.
Yeah.
I hear that too. What about you, Autumn?
I never had to. I was able to do whatever I wanted. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't force me to do anything.
Well, I could pick the sports. I
Yeah.
just could not do this.
I really wasn't into doing any sports. And my cousin, she asked me, she goes, "Do you want to do soccer?" I said, "Not really." She goes, "Please just do it with
Aw.
me."
Mhm.
And then she was not on the team any longer, and I continued on. I won't divulge all the things that happened with her. However, I was still on the team for the next several years.
Yeah.
But she wasn't anymore.
Well, you obviously liked it if you stayed on the team.
Yeah, no, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I liked
Yeah.
to run. I mean, I wasn't good, but I was fast. So
Yeah.
there was that.
Right, right. We'll be right back. So this is the part, Miss Nina, where we talk
Okay.
to our friends online, and I would love to hear if you guys did any extracurricular activities, or your kids, did they do any extracurricular activities?
Yeah, Michelle says that they're overscheduled.
Yeah, I
I
think that we
get it.
overschedule our kids in extra activities. What do you think?
Sometimes, because they're going back to back to back. So my brother is currently a coach,
Mhm.
and she's involved with both the sports at school, but also the traveling team.
Yeah, it's
That's a lot.
unbelievable.
That's a lot.
The travel.
Yeah,
You know, but the good thing is that she loves it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
like he's pushing her, go to practice, go to
Right,
practice. So
right.
I guess it just depends on the child. But
yeah.
yeah.
How do we know when we're doing too much? How do we know when we're overscheduling?
Mm.
When the parents fall asleep driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
grades dip.
Grades.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If the
yeah.
grades dip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we have people chiming in. Anita said she was a swimmer and a diver, and
Oh, that's
was
fun.
color guard in softball. Yeah,
Okay.
I did a sport every semester.
Did you?
I did all three
Okay. Okay.
because they were like, "You're staying
you're
busy."
right. You're right about the idle hands, though.
It is true.
Uh-huh.
It is, but I was tired. I was like,
Yeah.
I am tired.
Why
Yeah.
am I doing all
Yes. And
Oh,
Connie says she was in the music department, so no sports here, but that's creatives.
Absolutely. Arts, music,
Yep.
sports. So I'm glad that you brought up the arts, because
Yeah.
that's a huge thing, because everyone's not necessarily built for sports.
Yeah.
You know, but you have some wonderful young people who can just draw easily. Just put
Yeah.
something in front of them. And,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it's cool.
And what do you think being involved in extracurriculars taught you about life?
Yeah, like I said, team building, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
problem solving.
Yeah.
Because if you're say a disagreement with your teammate, you know, I want the ball because I was a basketball player. I wasn't a ball hog. I wasn't a ball hog.
Mhm.
You know, but as far as I want that ball, how are we going to work together? So you get the ball, I get the ball, we make our team successful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's not, you can't always be that main person on the squad. So
Yeah.
but that's what I think it taught me.
Yes.
What about you?
Well, definitely the team part.
Mhm.
Definitely the team part, and how everyone has their parts. And
That's right.
it really taught me that you being good at something and it's different than what I'm good at,
Mhm.
we're not competing. It's making a full
Right.
Go.
a full team. And in life,
There you go.
you need to surround yourself, and people need you in their life to help being the missing link is not a competition, or the, you know what I mean, the piece that's missing. It makes a complete team, and I think that's how it goes in my family too.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, mommy don't like doing dishes. You do.
Natalia just
Teamwork.
learned how to do vacuuming. She goes, look, I can vacuum. I go, yay.
Teamwork.
You can help.
So Peter says you're overdoing something when your social life changes. Welcome back to Studio 7. I'm sorry, Alyssa was counting us in and we were too busy talking. If you're not joining us online, you need to. We're on Facebook, Facebook, X, and YouTube, and we love to hear your comments. So during the break, we were talking about the importance of extracurriculars and what it has taught us in life. So we had some folks, chiming in online about some of the things that they've done. And you want to know who I think does not get enough credit are our teachers.
Absolutely.
Oh, I praise them as much as I can.
Absolutely.
I can't believe the things that they are able to accomplish within a day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why as you know, I'm here to talk about that. And
Yeah.
we'll get to it a little later, I assume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's all about giving those teachers their roses now. Because I bet
Please.
if I say, Mercedes, name one teacher that you remember, that good, bad, or ugly, who made a difference or in your life.
Oh, I have several.
Yeah.
I have
what
several.
about, yep, you probably can name one. Give me one.
Oh, Mrs. Biano, and I still talk to her, my Spanish teacher.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, because of social media, I can still talk to some of my teachers, my 4th grade and my 6th grade teachers. So Mrs. Berry and Mrs. McClaney, they were one of my, and then high school. I mean, I've got a bunch, but those from our younger years. Yeah, I remember them.
I bet.
I remember the way they smell. I remember like the perfume they had. So if I smell it, I'm like, oh, that was my teacher.
And I bet any of those viewers out there, I bet they can tell us at least one teacher, coach, cafeteria worker, resource officer who made a difference in their life.
Oh, I knew them well, the cafeteria workers. I used to get in trouble for skipping.
Oh.
To get an extra. I mean, it was study hall. I was skipping study halls.
Okay.
But I would go home and my aunt would be like, so what'd you do? 5th period and 6th period.
Ooh.
I was like, okay, you need to stop befriending my teachers.
See?
Stop befriending my teachers. But I think COVID taught me, or I'm sure a lot of parents, a lot on how our teachers really are intricate in the lives of our kids.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't, going through, Natalia was born during like the COVID thing. So she was a year old when everything shut down. So we weren't in like the schooling process, but I go into her school and I volunteer and I see like the schedules that they keep and what they learn every single day. And I walk out, I'm exhausted after 45 minutes every other week. And they do this for 8 hours, almost 8 hours a day.
But beyond teachers, think about our counselors and our nursing
Yeah.
staff, right?
All the help.
kids, right? They're coming with germs.
Yeah.
The young people are coming
gosh,
with different things, but these the nurses are wonderful.
Yeah.
So they deserve to be honored as well.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
So Peter says, because of my teachers is why I'm working on my master's of education and have a lot of teachers that are amazing. I'm sure we can all think of one, like you said.
Yeah. Miss Neely for me.
Yeah. And what teacher, what class was that?
4th grade elementary school, So yeah, she was tough, but she wanted the best for us. Right. So yeah. She had blue hair.
What? Oh, I would love to have a teacher with blue
Well,
hair.
because she was older, I guess she tried to turn it gray. I mean, cover the gray, but it was blue. I remember it being blue. Anyone from Michigan remember Miss Neely?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Now, what about the parent-teacher communication? Because that's huge too. I mean, we stay in touch with our girls' teachers, but it's important, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know much of it yet. I mean, I'll get into it more and more as she gets older, but I love having a presence in her school too, because then I get to see their interactions and I get to see who the kids that she plays with the most, and just how the teachers interact with not only my child, but the whole classroom in general. And then I like to have a rapport that way. I don't know, you feel like maybe you can get more out of what your kid is learning by being a part of it.
I agree. I agree. So we have a 22-year-old son, and Isaiah was the class clown. He thought he was just funny. So he was always disturbing the class. Okay. And so the teachers would message me and say, hey, hey, Isaiah is, and Isaiah was just like, Mom, I just don't, I don't like it. I don't like it. So they would call me and I would sneak up on him. And there's a couple times he turned around and I was sitting in the back of his class because the teachers and I had great communication
That's
on it.
right.
And he would come home and I'd be like, that's funny. You didn't make a single joke today. She'd be like, really, Mom? You showed, like, you were sitting in the look on his face.
Right, right.
How did you know? Because we keep in touch with your teachers.
That's right. That's why I think it's so important, because
Yeah.
a parent, you can kind of, if your child's having a bad day or they're
Yep.
calling you and saying, hey, such and such is doing this, and you can say, well, you know what, this is kind of what happened.
Yeah.
And they can work with you. So
Yeah.
I think it's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think there are a couple of things that parents should do to keep that communication open with the teachers?
Leverage all the tools, like you said, the tools that the school system gives you
Oh,
in order
those
to
portals are awesome
the
too.
portals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communication is key, I think, with anything.
Mhm.
Keep the lines of communication open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what else I miss?
What?
The field trips.
Feels-
Did you? Did
yeah,
you not?
got a day out of school.
Yeah. And they were free. This adulting stuff is not fun.
No.
You go on a field trip, we're paying for everything. But I
Mhm.
mean, the
Right.
field trips, and I think stuff like that is still super important for our kids.
Absolutely. Access and opportunity is what I call it, right?
Mhm,
So those field trips gave us. So I originally, before we moved, I was in the neighborhood, urban area,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Underserved population area.
Yep.
And so those field trips gave me an opportunity to go and see things outside
Yep.
of my normal city, my normal community.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, opportunities and access is what those field trips provided.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, and same thing with kids that may live in the suburbs, right? They coming into the city to see something and they're seeing a whole different environment,
world. Yep,
a whole
yep, yep.
different world. So, it's a learning experience. Those field trips were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, exactly what you said, just seeing folks that you normally don't see,
Mm-hmm.
seeing or having access to things that maybe you don't have,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it's big.
Yeah.
It's big. And then the recess part of it too. Like I used to love going out running around. Just recess, just getting all your energy out. Is it not like y'all are just laughing at me? Is
It's
it
just
not
like
important?
you enjoy school.
I did. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I
Kids
loved
need
it.
that. They need to run.
I absolutely loved being on the playground. I love being,
Yeah.
and then when you go back in, what grade did we stop nap time? Did y'all do nap time?
Kindergarten.
Yeah,
right?
probably
You
Kindergarten.
stopped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
maybe that's why I got in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Just
Don't
sleeping,
take naps.
running outside, napping.
Right. We'll be right back.
No, kindergarten, little, with the little
Yeah, I
mat.
did
little
kindergarten.
mats.
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
mat.
that's
We
what they
roll
had
them
there.
out, and
No.
I'm not the only one. To all of our friends online, I'm not the only one, right? So Anita said diversity, going back to the field trips and things like that. Peter says it's good for kids to be exposed to different parts of the community.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's all kids, all of our young people.
Oh, I love that. Nancy says her daughter-in-law took Mrs. Biano's spot when she retired. My Spanish teacher. Small world.
Small world.
Small
Definitely is.
world.
Definitely is. So,
Yes.
so what else is going on,
Interesting.
ladies?
Well,
We getting
arts and
into?
communicate. I mean, we're talking all the different things that matter,
Mm-hmm.
in our kids' education and helping them flourish
Mm-hmm.
as adults. And I think all of these pieces that we've talked about add to
Absolutely.
who you are. I mean,
Right.
I know it shaped me.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yeah.
it shaped me.
You definitely have, as parents, we need to be very present in their lives of education. I
Yeah.
mean, we're starting that now in kindergarten. Her teacher will send a sheet of paper home, like at the end of the week, or maybe every few weeks, and she's talking about this next set of things that these kids are going to be learning. It's like how important it is to sit down and have her read 15-20 minutes a day, doing it on her own, but you also have to be a part of it to help her along. You don't want it to be in a situation where you're forcing them to do it and then they're overwhelmed and
Yeah.
they can't do it. It always has to be fun. But it's like, wow, I didn't know kindergarten was so involved. But if they're not learning those things at home along with in school, they're going to fall behind.
Yeah.
And it's a kindergarten. I can't believe that it's this involved already.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's been interesting to me is right, wrong, or indifferent, and different opinions about the whole remote learning and learning using a laptop. But I think that it gives our young people an advantage or help them because they're using technology. Technology is
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
No.
Right.
So no matter how much people may have their feelings about it, I think
Yeah.
use of technology to learn is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
we have to embrace it in a way.
Embrace it. There you
And
go.
they definitely need to learn everything that's exponentially changing because it's not slowing down.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Ladies, agree or disagree before we come back? Everything you need to know, you learn in kindergarten. That's what Anita said.
Everything I need.
So agree or disagree? I mean, you learn a lot
You
about,
learn
you know,
a lot, but I don't know.
treat
about
others how you want to
everything.
be treated. You know, I
Yeah.
think maybe that's what she's talking
Maybe in
about.
the social situation.
Social,
Yeah,
yes. Our soft skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
The soft skills.
Welcome back to Studio 7. Again, join us online in the breaks because we're having great conversations. And today we have our guest, Nina Hurd with us. And Nina, Friends for a Better Buffalo.
Yes.
Tell us what that's about.
So Friends for a Better Buffalo is really, we're one that wants to connect people. We care about our community. So we're not only do we do our signature event, which is the Excellence in Education Awards, but we're one who have provided clothing for the homeless,
Yeah.
where we provided and the Flint water situation. We provided water for the individuals in the community. When the hurricanes happen, we help with some water filtration systems. So we are one of those who are trying to be that liaison as well between different organizations. So there's so many different nonprofits out there that we say, how can we connect the dots and connect people to each other to be successful, to help Western New York and Erie County be successful. So that's one of our roles. But on a outside of the four walls of Buffalo, like I said, the Flint water crisis, we provide water. We do whatever we can.
Yeah.
During the holidays, we provide meals, things like that, like the
Yeah.
turkey giveaways and things like that.
Stuff is crucial. For our community.
Absolutely.
It's crucial for our community.
So it's I don't know, it's touches so many different areas of where we're kind of need support, where our different community members need support.
Yeah. And you guys have started in 2015?
2015 is when we
Woo,
started.
10
20
years.
Yeah,
That's a big
yeah.
one.
Yeah. So one of our signature events is called the Excellence in Education
Yes,
Awards.
we need to talk about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
excellence is where we honor Buffalo's public, private, and charter schools teachers, principals, administrators, support staff, such as a nurse or a resource officer,
Yeah.
someone who works in a cafeteria,
Yeah.
because we want to give them their roses and those individuals while they're here.
Yep.
And actually, Terrence Hurd, he was our founder. He's the one. He was an educator. I don't know if there's any Seneca who went to Seneca High School back in the '80s, but he was a teacher, and so he understood that we need to honor these individuals while they're still
Yep.
here.
It's important.
And so that's how
It sure
Excellence in
is.
Education Awards came about.
So tell everybody how because they can still.
Oh yeah. So nominations end February 7th.
Okay.
So a couple weeks, right? February 7th.
Or 10 days.
Yeah. So you have
Is it 27th?
Yeah,
so
get it done. Get it
10
done.
days.
so go to the Friends for a Better Buffalo website, friendsforabetterbuffalo.com, or go to the Excellence in Education Awards Buffalo Facebook page. Click on the link. Takes a couple minutes and tell us why we should select your nominee as a finalist for the Excellence Education Awards. And really, the Excellent Education Awards is our Grammys, it's our Golden Globes,
Yes.
it's our Image Awards here
Yeah.
in Buffalo. We treat our educators as their stars,
Yeah.
which they are. They're
Yeah.
the stars in
Right.
our
Yeah.
education system.
Yeah.
And so that's what, on the day of the event, I mean, we have the whole red carpet and everyone's dressed to the nines, with their
Yeah.
beautiful gowns or their black tie on. And it's just a beautiful thing. And we have an official after party too. So we have to,
Ooh.
Yeah,
dance.
sounds like a lot of fun. I love how you're speaking of them. You have such the biggest smile on your face to talk about them and want
Yeah.
to, highlight what they do.
They are absolutely deserve this honor.
Yeah.
Like all of us, we talked about those who made a difference in our lives, whether they were teachers or whether they were
Yep.
coaches,
Yep.
right? Because you can also nominate a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're saying, you know what? Those people need to be honored.
They absolutely do.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
And it's in May.
It's in May. So May 3rd, thank goodness. WKBW is come on as a media partner sponsor. So we're so appreciative of you all. Very pleased about that.
Yeah.
So this is going into our 6th year.
Woohoo!
So 6-year Excellence Education Awards. And when we started in 2020, we had to pivot because originally it was supposed to be in person and then COVID hit. So
Yeah,
we pivot
yeah,
and it was
yeah.
virtual. So thank goodness of some great media partners, we were able to pivot, do it online. And then over the last, 4 years, it's been in person.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing.
So Peter has a suggestion. Teachers need to walk the red carpet, which they do, and
Yeah.
arrive in a limo.
Ah.
So that's for your suggestion.
Okay. Well, they definitely can walk that red carpet.
Yes. And the thing I love about it is you guys get hundreds of submissions, but you honor a lot of teachers.
Absolutely. So we get anywhere between 400 and 500 or more nominations. So that's the key.
Right. Okay.
Get your nominations in. And then we have a committee of different industry folks, and they come in and they actually read every single nomination and they select the finalists. And then the finalists, they submit their bios, and then that same committee, they then read through all those hundreds of bios and select who the winner for that particular category is. So whether it's the 7th, 8th grade teacher of the year, whether it's the arts and music teacher of the year, or whether it's a support staff such as a nurse or counselor, social worker, so that's how the whole process goes. But February 7th is
the
the deadline, February 7th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure
How
you
exciting.
have. It is.
Mhm.
I'm sure you have some teachers that just feel so incredibly honored, and it's super emotional.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Go back on WKBW and you'll see some past shows, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see how they get so excited. One of the Kamira Lattimore, she was the winner for the music and arts teacher last year, and she was so excited. She sang her acceptance speech.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
And her voice is
and she went back on
her voice is beautiful.
Yeah, she went back on Facebook and was like, I forgot to say who I wanted to thank. So she put it in Facebook. So she put her acceptance speech in Facebook
Oh my
because she
goodness.
sang, because she said how she just so happy as she sings.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
Yeah.
Aw, that's
So someone
beautiful.
is asking, what is this called again?
Excellence in Education Awards. And on the Facebook page is Excellence Education Awards Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, but go to friendsforabetterbuffalo.com and you can get all the past shows, all the past honorees.
Yeah.
And you go on our Facebook page and you can see all the past finalists.
Yes. And nominate some people that you know in the
Yeah.
education
Nominate.
system. And like you said, it can be coaches, it can be teachers, it doesn't have to be
Principals, assistant principals,
Yeah.
nurses, counselors,
Anyone that's making that huge impact on them.
anyone who works in Buffalo's public, private, or charter school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I would love to just take a moment and thank our teachers, right?
Absolutely.
Because you guys do things that we literally cannot with our
Cannot do.
kids.
Yeah,
so,
I can just say thank you because if I try to explain what they mean to me, I would cry.
yeah. It's a big
Thank
deal.
you. I'm looking right in the camera. Thank you. Thank you, teachers.
And thank you for
principals.
joining us.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
to have
Autumn.
you
Thank
here.
you, Mercedes.
Yes. All right, we have to go, everybody. Have a good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.